I know this is going to make some people mad, but if you're only charging $6 a pound for beef right now, hanging weight, I don't think you're charging enough. And before you jump into the comments, let's do the math together. Because once we account for processing, feed costs, fuel, hay, and everything else that goes into raising a beef, you might be shocked by how little money is actually left over. So before you sell your next animal, let's figure out what your beef is really worth. And I did some research this morning. So I went through, these aren't my farmers. These are just, I just went onto Google and searched for various farmers across the USA selling beef. And this is their pricing. So, hang on, here we go. So, this was a bit small. I don't know if you can I make that a little bit bigger, maybe? It might hide my face. Here we go. Half cow, pre-cut, delivered, $2,800 for half a cow. $2,800. So that's $5,600 for the whole animal. You might think that sounds great, but is it really when you take off processing costs and you take off what it costs you to get that animal to processing? 5,600 doesn't really math out. And I am going to go through the math, but just so remember that one, that was 5,600. I have another one here. Price for half a beef share is $1,700 for half a beef. That's only $3,400 for the whole animal. You get more than that taking it to the auction. And I have some of those numbers here as well, so we'll go through them as well. But you cannot be making money at $1,700 for a side of beef. You just can't. I have some more, and this is what you guys are all charging. So half a beef, $1,250. My quarters are more than $1,250. We're $9 a pound hanging weight, so my quarters are around about $1,500. So is this the one I'm looking for? I know here's another one. So this is another half a beef, 225 pounds, $1,000 deposit final. So this one's a little bit better actually. This one is 2,850. So this one is over 5,000, but still, I don't think it's enough. Like, I don't think if you actually calculate how much it costs you to get that beef ready, you're not making any money. And this is one of the main reasons why so many of you have off-property jobs, because you're having to subsidize your beef business elsewhere. And even if you're a cow-calf operation, if you are raising beef, raising cattle to sell as beef, and you're taking calves to auction, say for example you have 100 calves, you keep 10 back and you send 90. Those 10 that you keep back have to pay for themselves. So they have to pay for 1/10 of your operating costs. You cannot subsidize them from another part of the operation. I think I have one more. Oh no, that was maybe the last one. But this is, I took this off this morning. This is the pricing on Monday. So regardless of how heavy your animal is when you take it in, like your calf. So roughly a 300 weight is $630 per hundredweight. So you're looking at, $2,000 for that calf. An 800 weight down here is $340 per hundredweight. So again, you're looking at around about, I don't know, $2,400 for that animal, regardless of the size of the steer that you take to auction. If it's a calf or if it's an 800 weight, you're roughly getting around $2,500 to $3,000. So you have to calculate, well, if I can get $3,000 taking it to auction, what can I get selling it as beef? But what is it going to cost me to get it there? So these are actual USDA numbers, but I have done the math for you. So number one, here we go. So a lot of this came out at around about $6 a pound. And you might think $6 a pound, that's a great price, but is it really? So I just took an average hanging weight, 750 pounds hanging. For that whole beef, 4,500. Less processing. Like most people, I don't know, if, again, averages, say 125 per pound hanging weight processing plus your kill fee, roughly around about $1,000. So now you're going to get 3,500. But how much did your fuel cost to get there? How much did it cost to feed that animal to get it to processing weight? 3,500 is about the same as you would have got if you took it to the sales barn. So if you are going to sell it as beef, you need to be charging more. $6 per pound. This is why you are losing money. And if you are less than $6 a pound, I kind of tell my farmers, you should not be subsidizing someone else's grocery bill. Like if you are only charging $4 or $5 a pound hanging weight, stop. But you're essentially paying for their groceries. So this is what we charge, $9 a pound. We've actually just put our prices up, so I think we're closer to 10, but $9 a pound, $7.50 per pound hanging weight. This is way better. So 6,750 for that whole beef, less my processing, 5,750. We have worked out that for the lifetime of that animal, it costs us around about $800, $750 to feed it. So 5,000. So that $5,000, that gross margin that I'm clearing, is more than I would get taking it to auction, even after everything has been paid. So if you're only charging $6 a pound, you really are not charging enough. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to put your prices up. and if you already have customers who are paying those smaller prices, you can gradually raise them. We do have a strategy that helps you kind of increase your prices while nurturing your regular customers. But if you slowly add 50 cents per pound hanging weight, it doesn't sound a lot, but you can slowly increase that price. So stop losing money, stop throwing money away. If you're going to do beef, learn how to price it correctly. In the next video, I actually can go through exactly how to do this. We have a full interactive spreadsheet. Might be a bit geeky, but it's going to tell you literally how and what you should be charging. So stay tuned, more later.